A very good morning to all of you. Today I stand before you to present my paper entitled A Survey on the Biophysiochemical Properties of Databases. There are some neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's disease which affect the neurons of human brain. One of the major causes of such a disease is protein misfolding. What are proteins? Proteins are building blocks of our body. They are made up of amino acids. There are 20 amino acids represented by letters of English alphabet. Studies have shown that understanding biophysiochemical properties of amino acids is very useful, especially in the study of protein misfolding. Each of the 20 amino acids has several biophysiochemical properties. It has been well established that there is a very strong association between the biophysiochemical properties and various protein disorders such as neurodegenerative diseases including Alzheimer's disease. Therefore, the knowledge about such properties will always aid in the discovery of new drugs against such diseases. As can be seen, the biophysiochemical characteristics are scattered around several databases in the web. Amino acid index database, in other words AA index database, which can be accessed through this link, and APD based database, which can be accessed through this link, are two such dedicated databases that store the profiles of biophysiochemical properties. Now this is how a biophysiochemical property is stored in the database named AA index database. As you can see here, the first line represents the accession number of a particular property. The next line indicates the name of the amino acids BPC property, and that is hydrophobicity index. The line that starts with R represents the literature number or the PubMed ID number. A represents the authors of the publication entitled Structural Prediction of Membrane-Bound Proteins, which appeared in the journal named European Journal of Biochemistry in the year 1982. The details with respect to C represents the highly correlated indices, and the last lines, which are indicated by the character I, is of major interest. The values of this particular property for each amino acid is listed out here. Say for example, the amino acid represented by A has the value 0.61. The value associated with the amino acid represented by L is 1.53, and so on. Now, what are the advantages of AA index database? It helps in facilitating the process of finding the required property quickly without searching in all ranks of the database tables. Another advantage is the establishment of various BPC properties with sufficient information, like for example, its accession number, its accession name, the values of the amino acids, and all details with respect to the BPC properties. Another advantage is it has got a speedy and efficient retrieval process therefore saves the time of the researcher. However, there are few disadvantages too. One of the disadvantages is the increased number and length of the fields. All of them may not be of our interest. Hence, it requires very large space. And of course, the AA index database contains several redundant data. One of the major disadvantages which could be noticed is that there is no graphical user interface available to search for the BPC property of interest. Yet another dedicated database for the BPC properties is the APD-based database. Now this is the front page of the web server entitled APD base. You can give the description, for example, the name of the biophysicochemical property or some indices which are provided by the authors of this particular server. Suppose if I enter hydrophobicity index, the name of the BPC property, and click on to submit, I get the page as you see here. You see amino acids and its corresponding values for the property which I have mentioned in the previous page. However, we could find that the description, the title, the journal, that means the authors, that means the details of the APD base remain unnotified. Let me take up the advantages of APD base. This web server provides a user-friendly web interface. It is more speedy and efficient retrieval. Therefore, there is time saving for the researcher looking for the values for a particular BPC property of his or her interest. However, there are few disadvantages too. The values of BPC properties can be accessed only online. We are not able to save the data which we see online. Moreover, there are very limited properties and the details available. To have a comparison between AA index and APD base, there are almost 500 plus properties available in AA index database and only 216 BPC properties available in APD base. In this paper, we have attempted to survey the databases that acts as tools in order to study the protein sequence profiles. To our knowledge and to date, only two databases, namely Amino Acid Index Database and APD Base Database, have been designed for storing the BPC properties. As far as the organization is concerned, certain improvements need to be incorporated for an efficient retrieval of details of BPC properties. You cannot find a single database which contains the complete properties available in the internet. Therefore, there is still a great demand for a tool that would provide the complete properties in a nutshell, which may be very helpful for the researchers who are looking for the properties and their details for their research work. So our aim is to design such a database which will contain complete properties with complete details available, so that it would help or aid the researchers to get the information in an efficient manner. Thank you.